Alright, what's up guys? You're welcome to another video. This is David Data here. Alright, so we started our SQL beginner series in the last video, and we'll continue from there. In today's video, we're talking about the select statement, select and from statement, then using functions like limit, distinct, count, as, max, min, sum, average, and round. Okay. So in the last video we learned how to create database using SQL. We also learned how to create tables, insert values into the tables, and then we used MySQL workbench to import a CSV file we got from Cargo on TED Talks. And so I'll just do select star from TED data. So we call that file TED data. It should be a colon. All right, here. So this is data we got from Cargo. We have 6 columns with views, title, links, likes, date given, and author of several Cargo talks. We have let's say for example Osawa Albert gave a TED talk on December 2021. He spoke on climate action needs new frontline leadership. He had about 404,000 views and about 12,000 likes. Yeah, so these are very interesting data points, and so we use these points to learn our SQL select and from statements. Okay, so the basic statement you use in any SQL, like beginning SQL as a beginner, is the select statement. The select statement, as the name implies, is just saying select, give me something. And the syntax for the select statement, the basic syntax for the select statement is select column name from table name. Select column name from table name. So let's say we want to see only the views. We say select views from TED data. We have all the views. Sometimes if you're using scheme environments like maybe my SQL Server, MySQL, SQL SQL Server, or maybe BigQuery, you may have to show the schema you're working from, and our schema here is projects here, projects dot, so it will be something like projects dot TED data. We still get the same thing, right? So this is often what you're using, like you use in most development environments, but MySQL allows us to just do select views from TED data. All right, so the first thing you learn in your SQL selection is select star. Where, so this is a comment, this two dash is a comment, where star means all. So in other words, when you do select star in SQL, you're telling SQL to select all, select everything from a particular table, projects.TED data. So you're telling SQL select everything from TED data, and SQL will select everything, would give you every information in that data. As you start using SQL, so for beginners, you can write your query to select star. As you get as you get to use SQL better, especially in most of the cloud platforms we have today, you will learn how not to use select star but specify the columns you need, because when you're doing analysis you'd oftentimes don't need all the columns, right? So you have to just state specifically the columns you need for those analysis. Yeah, okay, so that is basic on select star from select star from your table. So now imagine we have how many tables? We have thousands of rows here, sorry. And what if we don't want all these rows? What if we want just the first 5 rows, right? So we can add a query to this, and we can call it limit 5. So this limit 5 is indirectly telling SQL, give me all the columns in this third data table and give me only the first 5 rows. Limit 5, give me the first 5 rows. In other languages like SQL Server, this is referred to as stop. So you would have something like select stop star, or select top 5 star, select star top 5, something like that for SQL Server, from your project, from your table, and that's all. But for my SQL, Postgres, SQLite, and other stuff like that, you can limit the number of rows returned by your query by using the limit. So if we say limit 10 or limit 100, it gives us the first 100 rows only. So if you look at the bottom here, it tells us 100 rows returned. Okay, so I hope we're getting it. So let's move to, okay, so still in select, before we move to the other SQL functions, basic functions. So select, you can select a column name, and you can select more than one column, right? So let's say I want views, I want the views, I want the title, and I want the author name from project dot third data. You see, so you can select all the tables. Best practice for performance, especially in production, is to write down all the columns you need, and don't use select star like I said earlier on, except you're doing what's it called, except you're doing except you're using CTEs, right? So we'll talk about that much later. So these are some of the things you can do with your SQL. So just play around with stuff like this. Okay, so let's look at distinct. So distinct actually just says that SQL, give me the unique values, right? Give me the unique values in these rows, in a particular column rather. So let's say we told SQL previously to select, to give us auto, to give us auto from projects dot third data. So it gives us all the authors. There are more than 1,000, but 1,000, yes, this SQL has an auto limit of 1,000. Well, yeah, what if we don't know what is 1,000? I want to see the number of unique authors. Perhaps some authors have given more than one TED talk. So let us see. Let's see. So we're going to see distinct. Select distinct author, or select unique authors from the table. So we have 1,000 rows. So distinct unique authors are more than 1,000 rows. Okay, let's actually check if any of these authors, if there's a chance that any of these authors give more than one speech. So for us to know that, we have to first of all use the count function. Remember we said we first of all did select author, right? Select author gives us all these things, give us all the authors, and this SQL automatically places a limit of 1,000 on this query that comes out. So count, as name implies, count the number of rows in that column. So let us count the number of rows we have originally. So we're going to have something like this: select count. Yeah, and SQL is not case sensitive, so you can write small letter, you can write capital letter, but it's good to, okay, my query is not correct. I think it should be in a bracket. Yeah, okay, we have 5,439 rows, 5,439 rows. So let us count the distinct authors. So we'll have count and we add the distinct. So SQL allows you to add more than one function to in your logic, right? You're writing the logic to get a certain data from database. SQL allows you to add functions to your logic, to add more than one function. So we are saying count the unique authors, right? Before, for this number one, we counted 5,439. So let's put this somewhere. 5,439. So let's run the distinct and see what we have. We have 4,442. Number of authors and 442 unique authors. Yeah, so we see that some authors repeated or spoke had more than one TED talk. Okay, so let's look at as. So as is like a name, is like an alias that allows you to rename your table or your column. So this function we just wrote here now, select count distinct author from. So we could change his name. We can say as, we say select count distinct author and call it, let's call it unique authors. So we can see the column name has changed to unique authors. Let's try something. Let's see, select views as views, likes as likeys from projects editor. So let's run this and see. Yeah, so you see the table name has changed. So the as function allows you to give an alias to your table name, to rename your columns rather. And if you have a function, you can just put an alias so I can make meaning to whoever is reading it. Then we have the max, min, sum, and average. So as they imply, we have the max, min, and sum. So these are what they are what they implied for that they are. So if you're already used to writing using functions in Excel, this will not be any difficult for as what highest view. So we can see the maximum number of views, we can see the minimum number of views, so something you should try out. So you can even add an alias to it. See, we've done that one already. Let's say as minimum. Yeah, 532. And we have the sum. Let's say we can sum all the views. And we'll call it summer. Large number of number like I expected. Yeah, so we can play around with this. We can do the average as well, and let's call it average. Okay, let's call it mean. The average number of views was about 2 million. Wow. So you can see the decimal place is like about 4 decimal place. We can actually round this, use a round function, just the same way we use these functions in Excel. That's the same way we use these functions here, right? Rounds it up to the nearest whole number, right? If you wanted some decimals to it, we can add another parameter here on this function. and we have two decimal places. Alright, so we'll end this video here now. You've learned how to use your select from statement, right? And yeah, so we'll proceed from there in the next video. So you can play around with these things. So what you can try out on your own, you can try out to, so we did maximum videos maximum views. You could try to put maximum view, the video with the maximum view, and the title and the author. Try it out. Alright guys, till we meet again in the next video. Bye.